Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jason, the Lucky Bastard Uthenwoldt. Thank you for tuning in on today's show on Friday. We got a week away from the NFL season, and I want to go over a little bit more of a breakdown of what you do if you get stuck in drafts. Cue intro.
Something fantasy. Let me be your fantasy life. Yeah.
I want to go over today is more of, we're a week away from the NFL. Drafts are probably going every day now. And if you're like in a draft, it's all happened before where you have certain players you want to pick, or you kind of looking at other teams and being like, okay, I want to use a quarterback, for example, like no one's going after quarterbacks, like I wait a little bit longer. And then bam, they all just get hit. Bam, 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 bam. Comes to you, those top tier quarterbacks, they're gone. They're out here. And what I'm going to do is kind of present you some later position players like quarterback, number 2 running backs, number 2 wide receivers, and flex that you tied in also that you could get in the later rounds. And this is going to be based off a format of a 12-man PPR league. So that's also key to a PPR league. So starting off with the quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks are gone. They're leaving. There's always people that will get them in the 5th round. It's bizarre, but let's say they're gone. You want to wait. I think one of the quarterbacks you could get in round 12 is Trevor Lawrence. If you need an understanding why, go back and look at Tyler's video, Fantasy Beasts and where they come from, or where you can find them, something like that, patent pending. He explains why Trevor Lawrence is going to make a big bump this year. So then you could go with Derek Carr. Also, you could get him in the 12th round. He's got Devontae Adams now. They played together in college at Fresno State, and that's just going to bump up his fantasy points. Now he's got Adams, he's got Renfro, and he's got Waller. As long as Waller stays healthy, I think his numbers are going to do pretty well, better than probably previous seasons. Another one is Kirk Cousins you could get in the 12th round. Like, he's going to have some games where he won't clutch up there at the end. But when you're throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson, and he's already considered to be one of the best fantasy players in the league going in like the 1st round, I think you could probably take a risk. There are going to be some games that's going to be consistent, but he's still a late option. I would try to get Lawrence or Carr before him. All right, for the running backs, this is running back 2, because you already have like your first running back in place, right? You get them in the earlier rounds. Running back 2, 8th round, Chase Edmonds. Why not? They just got rid of Sony Michael. Chase Edmonds is there in a PPR league. He's going to catch those footballs. He's a great receiver running back. I think they're going to actually try to give him a chance to see what he could do with the starting role. He's got Mostert as a backup. He's great. He's got the speed, but like I said before, he's injury prone. I don't think they're going to try to put too many carries in his hand, and I think Chase Edmonds is going to get the bulk of the carries. Then we're heading over to Seattle, Rashad Penny. I know I mentioned a handcuff player is Kenneth Walker, because Rashad Penny is, always getting injured, but I don't know what else they're going to do. Their quarterback situation is not great. I think they're going to focus on running the ball. So I think if Rashad Penny can stay healthy through the whole season, maybe only miss a game or two here and there, like he could be very good. I think eventually they're going to be splitting carries, but in the beginning, before Kenneth Walker could really show what he's got, I think Penny's going to do well as at least a number 2. You get him in the 8th round too. 9th round, Melvin Gordon. He's another one. Why not? He's not going to get you so many yards, but that guy's going to get those goal line carries. And now they got Russell Wilson on the team. They're going to be scoring more points. They're going to be down there in the red zone a lot. Javonte Williams, I think, is going to be the better back, but I think Melvin Gordon is still going to get you those touchdowns. I think he's going to get you around like between 30 and 60 yards a game and a touchdown. I don't think he's really got the speed anymore to get some breakouts, like a 60-yarder or 70-yarder, but we'll see. He could still be benefit for maybe a number 2. This one I'm kind of reaching on a little bit in the 9th round too, because you just don't know, but he's got some pretty good DNA, and I'll have to go with James Cook. Right now, I'm all in on the Bills. Like, let's just get everybody, because they're high-powered. Some people have Josh Allen in the #1 tier by himself. There's no one else with him. I think, and he's going to catch out of the backfield. You know, in the PPR league, which I'm basing this also off of, like, I think he's going to do well catching it, and then he's going to show those Cook moves and just bounce out of there. I think James Cook, I don't think he's going to break like 10 touchdowns or anything like that, have over 1,000 rushing yards or 1,000 receiving yards, but I think he's going to get enough receptions to do a solid #2 or flex running back. Now, wide receivers. This one's always tough because I never want to get anybody from the Jets. But in the 8th round, you could go with Elijah Moore. I know he's got a little bit more support now because they drafted that rookie. But then again, it's the Jets. But we've seen Elijah Moore actually do well in that system under Flacco or Wilson. But either way, I think the Jets are going to be playing from behind. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot. And I think some player that he already has rapport with, the quarterbacks have rapport with, is going to be Elijah Moore. So keep an eye on him. I got to go with my boy Drake London from USC. Yeah, he's playing for an Atlanta team that unsure about which quarterback's going to do what, but I got to put faith in him. He's a good target. I know he's a little injured right now. That's another division where they're probably going to get stomped on. They're going to have to probably throw the ball a lot. I think it might take a while, but I think eventually he's going to really set in as a flex or a #2 wide receiver for your team. I gotta hope he does well because USC, I'm always cheering for them. I always want them to do well, and I think he has like the tools around him to at least be a little bit productive. And then I think he's going to be a lot better towards the end of the year than it is in the beginning. And another one is just tough to say, but it's another rookie, but this guy is kind of built different. Like, if you go to videos, all he does is push DBs down. And I got to go with George Pickens. Like, who else are going? He's going to out-body people. He's going to push them down. He's a strong dude. Like, why not? Why not? The Steelers are going to have situations at quarterbacks too, but who else are they going to throw the ball to? They got one speedster, all right? So they're like, oh, let's put a safety over the top to prevent Johnson from outrunning us. Who else are going to throw it to? Oh, they got the tight end, and you're going to have George Pickens. I think he's going to do well. You get him in like the 12th round too. As we go into the last part of this, I'm going to go after tight ends. Tight ends, you could definitely get really late. There could be so many tiers for that, and like, you know, the top 2 tiers, there's only like 2 or 3 tight ends in each, and if you want to wait, I think you can. In the 11th round, you could get the tight end for the Steelers. Can't say his last name because I don't speak too well. I don't know me words. It's Pat, you know, the tight end Pat Fairmouth, whatever his name is. He had 6 touchdowns last year. I think he's going to be a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns more. But if Kenny Pickett gets that starting job for the Steelers, I think he's going to actually rely on the tight end a lot, because what is a rookie quarterback's best friend? Their tight end. The 12th round, you get Dawson Knox. And, of course, like I said earlier, I want everybody on the Bills. They are a passing machine. Knox, I think, had like 7 touchdowns last year or something like that. I think he's going to have around the same amount, or he's going to have even more. That's going to be a high-power offense. And then in the 15th round, you can get Tyler Higbee. Now, like I said, this is for a 12-man PPR, and it could be slim pickings, but he did get some receptions. He only had about 5 touchdowns last year, but there's a chance he's going to stay around that number, but he's going to get his receptions. You know, they like getting him the ball around this line of scrimmage when you need the first down or a couple yards. He's usually the guy, and, you know, each catch is a point. So that is it. I'm done. This was a mess, and part of the reason why is because after work it took me 2.5 hours to get here because Portland's driving is insane. I just wanted to hurry up and get this out into the public, because this weekend there's going to be a lot of fantasy drafts going on, and this is your chance to get the upper leg on your opponent. Please like. If you don't like it, tell me why. If you're like, why is he just stuttering? He's just stuck. Let me know. I want to get better. You and me are going to grow, okay? We need this. Also, please subscribe. You have a good weekend. I'll put out another video in a couple of days.